In my last video, I talked about the redemption of Boba Fett. I got a lot of questions as to why he needs to be redeemed, as he was just a simple bounty hunter hired to do a job. I feel I need to go deeper into what I meant by redemption. There are two reasons he may need to be redeemed, and I will discuss both topics today on Star Wars Fanatic. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can do so by either clicking my icon in the bottom right or by hitting the subscribe button just below it. Give a thumbs up to the video to show your love and your support for the hard work I put into every video. And go ahead and share the video. Let's see if we can get this one up to 1,000 views as well. I usually don't like doing a second part to a video that I've already done, but I felt this topic needed a follow-up for clarification. There are two reasons why we, as fans, feel Boba Fett may need redemption, and why he would feel like he needs it as well. We all know Boba Fett's profession. He was a hired tracker and sometimes assassin. He was hired by the biggest names of his time, such as Jabba the Hutt and Darth Vader. The first reason I feel Boba Fett may need redemption is that of a point of view from us as fans. On screen, for the adult Boba Fett, he had very little action, or lines for that matter. Even though we imagined what it would be like if he did have a lot of action and lines, our imaginations were the key to his success. In the one big action scene he was in, we saw him knocked into a hole by a blind guy. It was a bit disappointing that this character, who we loved so much, was taken out of the franchise in such a way that was not befitting of his reputation. So yes, as Boba Fett fans, we felt a little cheated. We wanted more, but the possibility seemed to have ended with Han Solo being clumsy while Boba's back was turned. Then, we got the old EU, or Legends if you prefer. Boba Fett escaped the Sarlacc and went on to not only be a great warrior, but a great leader of the Mandalorian people. The old EU, or Expanded Universe if you prefer, was dismissed as non-canonical by Lucasfilm's new ruling class. We need Boba back. Then, rumors started to pound the internet. Boba Fett is getting his own spin-off movie. Amazing! Han Solo got one, why not Boba Fett? Boba Fett fans were dancing in the streets. It was a joyous time. Then, the rug was pulled out from under us on that project. There was another step forward though. It was announced, sort of, that Boba Fett would be getting another shot at a spin-off movie. Yay! Then, the rug was pulled out from under Fett fans again. We resigned ourselves to the fact that Boba Fett will remain in the Sarlacc pit forever. Then, just a few months back, news started to spread that Temuera Morrison would return to the franchise, this time as Boba Fett. And not just a dubbed voice either. I myself had reservations and even made a video telling everyone not to get their hopes up. I was tired of being disappointed. However, it happened. There he was on screen, and I could rejoice at the fact that my favorite character was alive and now back with his armor. I know I just took a short story and made it longer, but as fans, this is our redemption for the limited capacity in which we received Boba Fett in actual canon. So far, they have not disappointed us, and Boba is everything we imagined. When we were making up scenes with our Kenner Boba Fett figure, this is what we saw. To us, his character is being redeemed in the bit that he is getting real screen time, real action, and real dialogue. And this time, it is our redemption for Boba Fett as a character, and I believe he will not get knocked into a hole by a blind guy being clumsy again. Okay, so that was the first reason why we feel Boba Fett should have his redemption. The second reason is from Boba Fett himself. For a long time, we didn't think much of Boba Fett's feelings of what his actual job was. He was a bounty hunter, and a damn good one. He seemed to enjoy his work and took a lot of pride in it. He even had victory marks on his helmet, along with different trinkets adorning his uniform of some of his prey. And now that we got Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, what I did not expect was this line. Sometimes fate steps in to save the wretched. We know he was speaking of Fennec Shan, but we also knew he was implying fate had also stepped in to save him as well. So he alluded to the fact that he was wretched. Not in the way we would think, though. He worked for some pretty despicable clients, Darth Vader, Jabba the Hutt, etc. And he even hunted some pretty key members of the Rebel Alliance, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and his encounter with Luke Skywalker is in the Vader comics if you want to look that up. But did Boba Fett feel he was wretched for the job he performed? Not at all. But I don't think it was fulfilling. After each hunt, there was another, then another. It never seemed to end, and there was no real purpose other than riches and travel. Boba Fett felt empty inside. Sure, he was doing a good service catching despots and criminals, but that wasn't for him. And it didn't change his meaning in the galaxy. All he had was his reputation. He didn't feel like he needed redemption for his job because he wasn't a villain. Just a simple man making his way in the galaxy like his father, Jango Fett, before him. What Boba needed was redemption, and this redemption came in the form of his sense of purpose. Fate stepped in and gave him a new lease on life. Boba Fett was saved for something. But what? That's where my last video comes in. His redemption is about self-worth and how his story will continue. Not necessarily as a hero, but a different kind of anti-hero. The kind that could possibly be a part of the reunification of the Mandalorian people and its culture. Maybe fate will also show him as a reluctant Mandalorian leader, or at least key member of the new leading clan. I know I've said a lot of this before, but I just felt it needed some clarification. We as fans feel he needs to be redeemed as a character after decades of disappointment. He may feel a need for a new purpose and redemption as a Mandalorian, while continuing to be, Boba Fett. I'm not saying he's going to be a hero or even a good guy. In fact, I'd be perfectly happy if he continued being a bounty hunter, the same bounty hunter I loved as a kid. Look at Mandalorians. They're all pretty much anti-heroes in their own way. I'm saying Boba Fett will be a Mandalorian in the sense of the Mandalorian culture and its rise from the ashes. That would give Boba Fett a real sense of purpose and redemption. Well, what do you think? I know I may be way off base with some of this, and I'd like to know your own opinion and thoughts. I have heard some pretty compelling arguments in the comments of my last video. I want to thank everyone for that. I will leave a link at the end of this video and in the description below for my last video. So, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can do so by either clicking my icon in the bottom right or by hitting the subscribe button just below it. Go ahead and give a thumbs up to the video to show your love for the hard work I put into this video and every other one. And go ahead and share the video as well. And thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way.